Today I fucked up by holding my pee for years. This is embarrassing as hell and I'm too ashamed to ask anyone else for advice, so I am coming here to let it all out, pun intended. I started to discover that holding my pee feels good back when I was 14-15. I was a very horny teen around that time and I kept doing it until now because it would feel better than orgasms. To me, it was the best thing to ever feel and I would have certain fantasies when I do that which kind of ended up in an addiction, not exactly. But I cannot stop now. The only thing that I wasn't expecting was it to backfire and quickly lead to me wetting a bit of my panties back when I'd do that. I'd always ignore this when it happened, but the problem had become worse when my mother found my panties. I'm assuming she figured out I've been peeing them because of the scent, thought it was because of my bladder and begun interrogating me about it. I tried to reason with her and tell her that I sometimes have leaks, which is half true and it shouldn't be a problem, but she's taking the problem too seriously and thinks that that thing is wrong and I could always pee myself in public when I actually do this only when I'm in bed. Well, no shit, she took the matter in her hands and earlier this June she made an appointment to a neurologist. Luckily, we went to the beach before the appointment and I said that the salt water cured me of my problem, which led to her believing this and cancelling the appointment. But I'm still doing it and I want to stop, not because I want to, but because I'm scared my mom will continue to freak out and might actually send me there. This morning I woke up and I needed to pee. I tried to get up, but I felt like it's coming out, so I held it and I managed to pee my panties and shorts. I changed them and threw them into the drawer, then I went and done my needs, but I need to wash them quick because they stink and I don't want mom to find them. I think I might have damaged my bladder's ability to hold it. What should I do? Should I tell her? I never told her anything about my sex life and I'm afraid she's gonna be pissed off at me because I'm doing this for sexual pleasure. I'm already trying to limit the amount of water I'm drinking and go to the bathroom every time I need to go instead of holding it. Please help. TLDR, I need help because I'm holding my pee for pleasure and sometimes I leak. My mom suspects I have a health issue because of the leaks and I have no idea what to do. Go to a doctor, possibly a urologist. Holy bladder destroying fetish Batman. Don't do this anymore. I was a nurse and a bartender for many years. I was forced to hold my urine for 12+ hours. Please don't do this on purpose. It will cause incontinence and you will have a hard time stopping it the older you get. I'd see a doctor soon. After doing this for years I have really awful kidneys. It's not worth it. You don't have to tell her that it's sexual. Plenty of people hold their bladder for too long just because they're ignoring it. There's no reason to bring sexuality up, lol. She's not going to assume that. No one is. I'm already trying to limit the amount of water I'm drinking. Stop restricting your water intake, this makes the problem worse. Restricting water just makes your urine far more concentrated and irritant, which means your bladder is more likely to expel it when you're not prepared. Your bladder needs volume to tell your brain you need the loo, but it will make you wet yourself if you have toxic levels of urine concentration irritating it. This a weird fetish post. I remembered in high school I had a teacher who said if any of you need to use the bathroom, just let me know. I will let you do so. I'd rather have you go there to fool around than not let you go and you end up in the hospital. No one should be holding it in, especially women. Someone link that girl on TikTok who's dying of kidney failure, please. You're going to have major issues down the road. Ask any older long-haul trucker what kinds of stones from salt being trapped in the body. I knew a girl who also did the same thing. She had kidney stones by age 18. Trust me, all that pleasure you get won't make up for the pain later. Find another healthier outlet. Holding pee will damage your bladder and possibly kidneys. You need to stop this ASAP. This is common with nurses who hold their bladders during long shifts. Go to the bathroom on a schedule, at least every 2 hours. Usually this can be corrected without intervention beyond making sure to empty your bladder regularly. If you continue, you will likely become incontinent. That is not a future you want. Your problem unequivocally is not your mom potentially forcing you to the doctor, that's your solution. The fuck up was the salt water excuse. This is exceedingly dangerous to be doing long term. Without question, you have caused yourself some irreversible damage. Right now that damage may feel minimal, but I can guarantee you it won't when you're 40 and using adult diapers at best. Victim of a horrific infection, and honestly I don't know what else at worst, but I do know worst is apartment. You need to go to the doctor. I understand you were doing it on purpose before, but now it's a problem. Limiting liquid intake may contribute to kidney stones. I heard it can hurt a lot. You need to see a DR and they will probably recommend you see a pelvic floor specialist. My understanding is that just as a weak pelvic floor can cause incontinence, so can having an overly strong pelvic floor. Basically, you've worked those muscles to be so strong that you can't control them anymore, they're just constantly tense. Definitely stop doing it and avoid holding it in at all to try get some sense of normal again in the meantime. You're 18, so do your own laundry. Also, using pads would help. But please stop. You are 18 and need to grow up and be an adult. If you cannot control your actions, it is time for you to see a therapist. Unless you want to be wearing adult diaper pull-ups when you are like 40. I'm glad you like pee, because you're not gonna be able to hold it at all in 5 years. Don't even think about going on a roller coaster without a diaper. You feel pleasure from it because when your bladder is full it presses against your G-spot, at least that's how I understand it. I get it though, when you have to pee really fucking bad it just feels good in a weird way. But bladder and kidney issues aren't worth risking it. Hope you like the thought of wearing Depends at 20 years old. Does no one else think this is some weird guy with a pee fetish making stuff up? If you keep doing it, could be possible we'll need to use urinary catheters. Look it up. Some people have to do this up to 7x daily. No thanks and pass. BC using urinary caths doesn't sound fun to me. And I feel bad for people who do have to use them. I work at a cath-ostomy DME supplier. Your mother believed salt water cured your urinary issue and you're 18 and can't do your own laundry. There's a lot to unpack here besides your pee holding fetish. That feeling is perfectly usual. I call it pee shivers, and it can feel pleasurable. You should definitely let your mom take you to a specialist doctor, though. If it's a good one, you can get a private visit one without your mom present. Don't be ashamed to tell the doctor what you've been doing. Urologists know all about the pee shivers. What a terrible day to have eyes. You are essentially keeping poison in your body longer than intended. Cannot recommend. You're gonna die of kidney failure. You should go to that doctor appointment and a therapist. Why aren't you doing your own laundry? LOL. Also, so confused as to why you'd put the underwear and shorts in a drawer instead of washing them in the sink or something. No wonder they stink. Is anybody else confused as to how this feels good? When I really have to pee, it gets uncomfortable. It feels great to let it out, but it's not so great to make this worth it. This is a blatant bait fetish post to fish for guys in DMs. Gross. A urologist is a doctor that specializes in, basically, pee functions. You should probably make an appointment with one, as you might be doing damage to your body that you're not aware of. And since you're 18, it's none of your mom's business. You can go without her. Stop doing this, just masturbate like the rest of us. It is very unhealthy to hold your piss like this, and restricting water is bad too. LOL, I did this as a kid though I'm a male. My mom forced me to the doctor where I told him it's because I'm lazy and don't feel like getting up. The doc believed me and my mom got mad for a day but got over it. Haha, I've since grown